Alright, good morning, everyone. Alright, hopefully you guys can see and hear me fine. Um, yeah, I think it should be fine. Alright, let's start on Nasdaq. Crazy Sunday open. So, um, let's start on the daily time frame on Nasdaq. We have this daily supply zone here, which I was looking at for a while, and last week we touched up on it and rejected it, which to me kind of not explains this move down, but it makes sense to why it did go down from there. It's just a daily supply zone, and it's literally just playing from zone to zone. Hold up, what am I doing? Okay, daily, boom. And then I don't see anything else on the daily time frame on Nasdaq. So down to the 4-hour time frame, there's a really good 4-hour demand zone here that I think could be a really good target for shorts. Let's say I take shorts today, then I think this could be a really good target. On the 4-hour time frame though, there's really not much zones. So hopefully there's some on the smaller time frames. Something I'm also gonna do is just mark out these lows here, these wicks by themselves down here. In case the market does come down here, I want to know that we could reject these areas. So down to the 3-hour time frame, we have this really strong 3-hour supply zone up here, which I don't know, it's pretty far away from price, so it's not really going to be helpful, but I'll mark it anyways. And I don't see anything else, so I'm going to go down to the 2-hour time frame. I mean, this kind of looks like a 2-hour demand zone down here. I just don't like how the market didn't tap into it and it didn't bounce off of it. Unless I was gonna say unless this is a 4-hour demand zone, but I don't think it is. If it was though, it would be perfect because then the market bounced off of it. But I don't like it. Yeah. Okay. Back to the 2-hour time frame. I really wanted zones that are just close to price and stuff, but I'm not seeing that. Now to the 1-hour time frame. Okay, this is good. We have a 1-hour supply zone up here, which could be a good target for longs. If I do take longs somehow, I think this would be a good area to target. This looks like a 1-hour demand zone down here as well. 1 hour. Oof. Damn. I probably should have hydrated a little bit before I drank coffee. I'm drinking 7 Brew coffee. Okay, this looks like a really good 1-hour supply zone that the market's tapping into right now. So that's good. I also wanted to talk about just the honestly insane move we made yesterday. I mean, first of all, I gapped down. Then, if you look at the smaller time frame, we had a nasty gap down. Boom, which that gap was almost 100 points. It went even lower for a little bit. Market was down 1%. Then it fully recovered. It filled the gap. Then it completely reversed again and went down almost 2%. So it went down almost 500 points, and now we're back all the way up here. Almost fully recovered from that crazy move. So the markets on Sunday open have just been, honestly, they've been crazy. I've heard something about the government shutdown. I was like, what the hell? Government shut down again? And I asked ChatGPT, and I mean, she said it was true. So maybe that's why the market went down like crazy. I mean, it would make sense. But it's just like, damn. I mean, it recently just shut down. So, like, that has to be bad, right? Right? I mean, it sounds like really bad news. But last time there was a government shutdown, I'm pretty sure the market went up from there. I'm pretty sure last government shutdown, it was kind of bullish. Does anyone remember? I'm pretty sure it was. Okay, I'm not seeing anything on the 90-minute time frame. On the 45-minute time frame, we have this 45-minute supply zone here. I'm not going to mark it out, though. I mean, we already have a 1-hour supply zone there. Okay, I was going to say this is a 45-minute zone. I'm going to mark out a 45-minute supply zone there. Yeah, and then on the 1-hour time frame, we have this 1-hour demand zone here with, we have a 1-hour demand zone that's inside a 2-hour. So that's good to know. Another thing I was gonna say is just I'm pretty sure it's FOMC week. I'm slow. It's NFP week, right? NFP, yeah, Friday. So I don't know. Some people don't like trading NFP week. Honestly, I think I don't know. I think NFP week, I have seen like different price action, but for most of the days, like, I would say it's fine. But I will admit there is pretty weird price action during some NFP weeks. So we'll just have to see and wait. I think today is going to set the tone for the week. So we'll see. It'll also be the first open since the government shut down, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how the market really reacts. I mean, we could say it had a bearish reaction, but honestly, I don't know. I don't think it's that bearish since it's basically fully recovered now. I just see it as it's moving sideways. So it could really go both ways today. And I think this is it for the zones here. I'm not seeing much. Down to the 15-minute time frame. Okay, this is a good 15-minute zone here. Let me double check the 30. Okay, yeah. Another 15-minute zone. And I could check the 10-minute time frame, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. Same thing with the 5-minute. Damn, this is a strong 5-minute supply zone here. 5 minute, okay. All right, so on Nasdaq, okay. We have Asian highs, London lows. Honestly, they mean nothing to me, but I just like to see where they are. I'm thinking if price gets below this 45-minute demand zone here, so if it gets below 418, then I would take a short. If I take the short, I will try to target this 1 hour zone down here, and I think that would be a good trade. Realistically though, I would probably close it out around here. Maybe a 1 2 3. This week I'm really gonna try to focus on what you call it. Holding trades a little bit longer or even leaving runners, since I have basically static drawdown now. I don't have to worry about the trailing drawdown. If the market taps into this 45-minute zone and I see something like that, then I would take longs. If I take longs, it would look something like this. If I do take longs from here, then I would just target this 1 hour supply zone, which we're tapping into right now, and we'll see if it breaks past 588. If we just keep going straight up and the market gets above 589, then honestly I would take longs, but I want to take longs above 620. If it gets above 620, then I would take longs, and I would target either this 15-minute supply zone or this 1 hour supply zone up here. So another thing that could happen is we could tap into this area and then go back down. I would take shorts from there, and then I would just target this 45-minute zone. So we're really just trading from zone to zone. I don't know what I'm going to take, so it's really just down to how the market reacts to the zones. Actually, now that I look at this 45-minute zone, it's right at VWAP, so I'm not taking any trades down here. That sucks. Usually I would take a trade off of here, but since VWAP is most likely going to be there, I don't want to deal with it. Okay, so that's the zones for Nasdaq. Let's look at US 30. I'm hoping for better zones here. Use fixed range volume profile to find good levels, and use also our time frame. I've heard about, or actually I've tried learning about that volume stuff, volume profile, and honestly, like, I've just gotten used to reading the market a certain way that the volume profile just, it like didn't work for me. I just felt like I was overcomplicating things, and like I'm not really like that. So I tried it. I tried volume profile, but I don't know. What time frame you using? Basically every time frame, but I execute on the 1 minute and 5 minute mostly. Okay, on US 30 again, we have this daily demand zone down here. Boom. Which I'm still thinking we could tap into, whether it's this week or whenever. I think if the market wants to go lower, for sure this is going to be the next stop down here. And it would also be a good area for the market to bounce. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, there is not really much. So I'm going to go down to the 3-hour. Ooh, this is a really good 3-hour demand zone here. I like that. So if I take shorts, then I think this would be a good area to target. Look at that. This is also a 3-hour demand zone here. I'm not going to mark it though, since we already have another 3-hour zone here. Down to the 2 hour time frame. Damn, not really seeing much, but last week's price action looks tough. Yeah, last week's price action on US 30, I don't know. I don't like how it looks. Down to the 1 hour time frame. This was a really good 1 hour supply zone here. And it actually looks like we had a 1 hour candle close above this 50% line. Next candle opens up. It retests 50% and then it looks like it broke the highs. To me, that makes it look very bullish. Not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna leave that zone marked since we're most likely chopping up on it. Yeah. I'm going to mark this 1 hour demand zone here. On the 90-minute time frame. Oof. Nothing. 45-minute time frame. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. This sucks. The good thing is that we have Nasdaq. But US 30 looks rough. For me. Because I don't have any really good zones around price. Down to the 30-minute time frame. I mean, this is a really good 30-minute demand zone here. Which is 150 points away. So not that good. Okay. 15-minute time frame. Let me see how this 15-minute zone looks here. And I want to see how these wicks look on the smaller time frame. Okay, I like that. I like these 5-minute wicks here. Okay, the 1-minute candles look very choppy, but on the 5-minute time frame, it looks clean. Same thing here, very clean. Okay, and this drop down here happened on Friday. Oh, this is the short I took on Friday, actually. It was from this 15-minute zone here. The only thing wrong with this zone is that it's 100 points away. So I don't know. Yeah, this also looks like a 15-minute zone here, which looks really clean on the 15-minute time frame. But I want to see how this looks on the 5-minute. I don't know. On the 5-minute time frame, it looks good, but then you have this nasty fake out here, so, and we're also right at the 50% line right now, so it's not like, it's not good. Not a good zone to plan on taking a trade from. Okay, this is a really good 15-minute demand zone here. It's the closest zone to price. So how far is it? Yeah, 50 points. I feel like we could easily tap this once the market opens up, and I could take a trade off of it. I think if we see something like that, right? If I see it rejecting, then I'm going to take long. If I see the market do something like that, I would take short. If I take short, usually I try to target 100 points on US 30, but there is this 30-minute demand zone here that the market could easily bounce off from. So honestly, I mean, I would most likely close out this trade around 890. I would try to hold it, but I'm not sure. It really depends on how fast we get down there. You know, it depends. Everything depends on this open here. Yeah, because the zones aren't really good. I do like this 15-minute zone up here. It's just kind of far from price. Yeah, that's it for all the zones. I don't have VWAP up here, so volume. There it is, VWAP. Okay, it's also far away from VWAP, so that's good. On the other hand, Nasdaq is just very close to VWAP. I do like the price action on Nasdaq and VWAP. I think we've respected it many times. It's not like we've chopped on VWAP, which is good. The only bad thing is that if Nasdaq does come down here, I won't take a trade off of this 45-minute demand zone. Like, even if we bounce off of it, it's just when I look at my data, a lot of the losses are trades around VWAP. So I avoid trades around VWAP. That's just how it is. I used to be the person that would like risk it around VWAP, but again, I looked at the numbers and I looked at how many times I would lose around VWAP, and it's just not worth it. But again, that's me. For other people, they love taking trades around VWAP. So honestly, it really depends for every trader. But yeah, I draw the zones. So now I'm just doing support and resistance. Not gonna lie, if I'm a bit quiet, it's because I got a little headache. I should not have drank this coffee first thing in the morning. But I'm drinking water, so I think I'll be fine. Second stage of delivery entry on the BISI target BS. I have no clue what that means. No clue what that means. But it sounds really good. It sounds good. I think. I use volume, invisible range volume profile, but just for a quick way to see where price has met the most recent pass. As a breakout trader, yeah, that makes sense. I know a lot of breakout traders that use volume profile for that, and it makes 1,000% sense. Volume profile just shows you where is the most action, and you need a lot of action for a breakout, so it makes sense. I used to trade with Bookmap, like on the side. But what I realized was Bookmap, for me at least, it was like low-key a distraction. I don't know why. Because a lot of people say Bookmap is good, but for me it's just like, I tried learning Bookmap, and honestly it was just confusing me. Anything that confuses me with trading, I don't even bother with. Like, I honestly, I just stick to simple supply and demand. Maybe in the future though, like, you never know. Trading, I feel like, really evolves. Who knows how my trading will be next year, Because I changed a lot 2025 as a trader. Like the way I trade now is it's kind of the same, but it's very different from last year. I think it's a bit better, way better, because now I'm more open to taking reversals and like ranging trades. Before it was just 100% breakouts. Glass of water with a pinch of salt. Yeah, I have electrolytes somewhere, but I think I have to buy more electrolytes. I've been lacking. I can't even lie. I've been lacking with staying hydrated. It's been bad. That's gonna be my goal today, though, is to stay hydrated. Okay, how many? 4 more minutes for market open. Oof, we do have high impact 10 a.m. news. So if the market open is slow, like honestly, it really depends on where the market is. If it opens up slow, I might not trade, honestly. I might just wait for tomorrow. But if the market opens up strong and Nasdaq is away from VWAP, then maybe I'll wait for 10 a.m. But the goal is always to take a trade the first 30 minutes. So like waiting for news for me, I don't know. It's not really a thing that I like doing. But yeah, the bigger time frame on US 30, I don't like how it looks. Definitely want to see better price action this week. I mean, the price action on US 30 could be like this because of all the news that was coming out last week. We had a bunch of earnings. We had FOMC. So, we'll see. I was gonna slick my hair back and like show my forehead, but I was like, since I'm working out after trading today, I didn't want to go to the gym with like my hair like that, you know? So I was like, let me just do it tomorrow. But I like slicking my hair back on Mondays. It's just like, I'm showing up for business type thing. You know what? This looks like a really. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say this looks like a really good 1 hour supply zone, but I literally didn't mark it because we already ran through it. Okay, we got 40 seconds. Let's go. Honestly, I'm looking more at Nasdaq. Right now, it's at a 1 hour supply zone here. So far, it kind of looks like it's rejecting it. Usually, I would take shorts if it breaks these lows here. Then, like, usually I would take shorts, but I don't want to trade right at open. So, also, if it goes down from here, that'll be bad for me because it'll be around VWAP. So, kind of hoping it goes up. And yeah, like I said, if this 1 minute candle here closes above 588 or above 620, then I would take longs. But we'll see how that first candle closes. Whoops. Okay, that is not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. Boom. Holy. Alright, I'm looking at Nasdaq. Yeah, if this candle here closes above 622, then I would take longs. US 30's getting below this 50% line, but it's right at VWAP, so we'll see if it actually breaks through VWAP. Looks very bearish. Nasty open on US 30. I'm going to take a buy here if it breaks the highs. Okay, I'm in long there. I'm going to put my stop loss at 608, 100 tick stop. I'm going to try to target 740. Damn, US 30 nasty bounce from VWAP there. Yeah, that's actually a crazy 1 minute candle on US 30. 200.1 minute candle. That's nasty. Not gonna lie. I like where my stop loss is at too. I think if I get stopped, then it has a good chance of reversing. Okay, I'm still in the trade somehow. And I'm stopped. Okay. I'm gonna wait for the 5 minutes to close. I'm also looking at US 30. It's gonna tap into this 15-minute supply zone, which we did reject on Friday. The buyers do look strong though, so could easily break out of it. Yeah, this 5 minute closed out bullish. I don't know, I still like longs on Nasdaq. I mean, I'm not gonna take it again just yet. If I see a 1 minute candle close above 658, then I feel like I would try longs again. Yeah, because this just looks like a retest here. I'm going to take longs again on Nasdaq. Put my stops at... I'm going to put it at this low here. So, honestly, a very risky trade. But I just think I got stopped out because it was a retest. 647. Yeah, I like that. Candle close. I'm going to move my stop up to this 617 here. And then I'm going to target 740. And I'm also going to break even here. We hit a 122 already. Oh my god. Already. Alright. Yeah, 740. A 15-minute supply zone. I'm going to sell about 90% around 740. And I'm going to try to leave the rest running. So I'll be leaving in around 2 micros. Right now the stop loss is around 650. So is that break even? I think if I get stopped out break even, probably call it a day. But so far it's a really good open on both US 30 and Nasdaq. I would say the opening was crazy on US 30. I mean, 200-point candle on a 1-minute time frame is pretty insane. I want to see this 5-minute candle close above 677. At least. Alright, let's see where this last minute pushes us. We might see a pullback as well on this new 5-minute candle. If it does pull back, I want to see it bounce around 678 or 658. I was gonna say I was gonna trail this on the 5 minute time frame. Cause I feel like for NFP week we'll see a lot of this. Where like TP really doesn't fully hit. But I'm also just trying to be patient as well. Honestly, I'm not used to leaving runners, so I don't know how much to close out around 740. Honestly, I feel like I should close out most of it, but we'll see. So I feel like if I see it rip past 760, then I'll definitely hold it to 826. But it's just like within the first what is it? 15 minutes or after the first 15 minutes, like if you're already in a trade, you need to see the continuation fast. So I'll close out 3 micros and I'll be in 2 micros. So I'm closing out around, I don't know, 80-90% of the trade. The rest I would leave up running to 827. I definitely want to see this TP hit this next minute. So it could definitely reverse all the way down after the first 15-minute candle. Either way, though, I feel like with the really good volume, you can get a really good orb trade, a really good opening range breakout trade. Which, if that does happen, that'll be really good for us because it'll just be a continuation up. Okay, 30 seconds. Alright, that was the first 15-minute candle. We might see a nasty pullback or a nasty continuation up. If we see it pull back, I still want to see it bounce at 678 or 658. If it doesn't bounce at these white lines, then I'm definitely cooked. One minute kind of looks like it's slowing down. So honestly, I feel like I want to close out 4 micros at 740. Let's see what US 30 is doing. Okay, good. US 30 broke past this 15-minute supply zone. So that's really good. That means Nasdaq could also break past this 15-minute zone here. And did that close? Oh no. Okay, I'm still fully in this. Ugh. Bro. We barely just touched 740. $741. I mean, we did get a 1 minute candle close above the opening range. But like I said, this 15-minute range, like if you're already in a trade, you really need to see it break out of it soon, quick. Because if not, it'll literally reverse all the way back down. I definitely don't like the price action. I mean, it honestly doesn't make me confident like holding the trade longer. But like I said, I mean, I'm gonna try to leave a runner. I'm trying. Here it is. It just needs literally a higher push up. Okay, there it is. So now I'm in one micro. One micro. Honestly, I kind of want to settle it around. What is that? 760s. But if we rip right above 760, like, I'm going to hold it to 830s, 826. Let me put the stop loss. Break even. I think the full TP could either be, like I said, 760 or 826. Either way, I'm gonna trail this shit. I'm gonna put the stop loss at 720. It's just one micro too, so here is 760. Another good take profit. If it does close above 760, I do expect it to touch up on 826. Once it touches 826, then I'll be fully out. Nice. Okay, it's above 760. Okay. Now it just needs to continue higher. Oh, wow. All right, I'm getting too excited here. Nasty, nasty. Oh my god. How many? No way. 700. Oh my god. This is my biggest trade of the year. If this hits here, I'm going to trail it a bit higher here. To 752. The reason I'm doing it is just because if it doesn't bounce at 760, then I don't want to be in longs anymore. Either way, though, I mean, we've made a bag. Let's stay on the 5 minute actually. Let me switch to the 5 minute time frame because that was my mistake. Last week I was trailing on the 1 minute. When if I trailed on the 5 minute, I mean I would have been in the trade longer. But yeah, this 5 minute I want to see it close above 760. Like I said, if that happens, I think it should touch up on this 1 hour supply zone here. Which is why I'm targeting 825, 826. Here it is, retesting this area. I do want to see it bounce off of here. That's what I want to see. I mean, either way, like, if I get stopped out, it's still a crazy trade, but I do want to close it out at the highs. $7.53. I don't know. When you leave a runner, you're supposed to leave it at break even. I'm not doing that though. Here it is. This where it need a bounce. Nice. Nice. Okay, now I'm gonna trail it tighter. Stops at 762. Cause now I'm thinking if we break that low, we'll definitely go lower than that. Cause it'll be past that 50% line. Oh my gosh, we're still in the trade. $20 for this 5 minute to close. Want to see it close out strong. I also want to see it close above 780. I feel like if it doesn't close above 780, most likely get stopped. Either way, it closed above 761, so I'm still thinking bullish. I just thought about though how we do have that 10 a.m. news. So it's like, should I hold it through news? No, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. It depends if we're still in the trade during news. I'll definitely hold it, but okay, here it is. If it doesn't break the highs now, I'll most likely get stopped at 862. What time is it? 9:56. Yeah, this needs to pump. All right, I got stopped out of that. I got stopped out at 115 points. That was the biggest trade of the year. And I promise you, like, I could have been had my biggest day, but this trailing drawdown, like, I just was not confident in it. Either way, though, this is my biggest day on these accounts. The drawdown is looking great. We have 3.3 in drawdown. The balances are good. I really just need $1,000 for payout. I could request. I don't know, like I would say, I think it's like 15K payout today. But if I do that, like, I'm thinking so long term with this. I'm thinking, okay, I get 5 to 6 payouts. So each payout, like, I gotta make it, worth it. Plus, I definitely want to do it the right way. But yeah, no, today was really good. US 30's opening was nasty. I could have caught US 30 longs. And, like, it's not, me being cocky, but on the 1 minute time frame on US 30 here, it tapped this 30-minute demand zone again, which was right at VWAP. And these 1 minute candles closed out slightly above that 50% line. So I would have taken longs if once it broke this wick here. I would have taken longs. But at this time, I was looking at Nasdaq, because Nasdaq was a breakout trade. This would have been a reversal trade. So I was definitely more confident with Nasdaq's trade. But now that I look at this, the trade on US 30 would have played out way quicker, way better. But I'm not, saying like, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm just saying the opportunity was definitely there. It was a crazy open. I'm still impressed with it. It's just because it's a 1 minute time frame, and like this 1 minute candle here is 200 points. To me, that's crazy. Usually, I only target 100 points. So, I don't know. The TP2 here would have hit very soon, very quickly. Yeah, this trade would have been perfect. This trade would have been crazy. But the trade we just took was crazy by itself. It's retesting the opening range. So, it could bounce from here, but I'm just thinking, it's below this 50% line. So, like, usually when I see that, it's like usually if I see this, first of all, I wouldn't trade it, because it's not really respecting the zone. Oh my god, there's the 10 a.m. candle. What is it gonna do? What is it gonna do? That was a nasty wick. But yeah, if I was, looking for a trader, I wouldn't take it because it's chopping up. Honestly, like, today was really good. But on the 1 minute time frame, it's not as clean as usual. We were in this trade for a while. That's why I'm saying, like, the trade was a bit better on US 30 because it happened quicker, which you guys know I like. I like hitting TP fast, which today happened. I don't know if you guys caught that, but usually my TP2 is 50 points on Nasdaq or 200 ticks, and we hit that within the first 2 minutes there. So the TP hit quick. But again, this week I want to focus more on, instead of like TP1, TP2, I want to focus more on where I actually think the zone, or where I actually think the market could go to, which is really just zone to zone, right? With this trade here, we broke out the zone. Okay, what's the next zone? A 15-minute supply zone. That's why I targeted the area. And then I said, if we get above this zone, I think we'll tap into the next zone, which is around 826, which is why I was targeting that area. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this today. But like I was, you know? But I wasn't, but I was. I was just like, whatever happens, happens. That's Ninja Trader Tradeovate. Tradeovate. I mean, it's basically the same thing though. How much accounts are you trading? 20 funded with Apex. Astrology. Wow, their random number generator made a pattern. No clue what you mean by that. Why do people believe this nonsense? Because I get a payout. Once I get a payout, then you'll believe it, right? It's funny too, because this will be the biggest payout I've ever done. And it was all done live on YouTube. That's literally the best part. Like, no one can talk shit. Everything was done live on YouTube. No one can say anything. I feel like it'll be like damn, what's his name? Trades by Matt. Like, he did this shit. He got multiple 40K payouts and he did it all live on YouTube. And like, you can't really talk shit about him because he did it all live. And like, people are gonna say, oh, like, Trades by Matt, like, he was an affiliate, that's why he got a big payout. Right? I don't even have an affiliate with Apex, and I'll get this payout most likely. But honestly, I think if I do get the payout, then I'll get a code with them. But I always tell people, like, if you're gonna trade with Apex, know their rules, and don't go buying crazy accounts when they don't have their 90% sale. Like, I would really only advertise Apex on their 90% sale. That's like the only way, unless it's like a really good sale. But here is Nasdaq about to break the highs. I think we'll break the highs and it'll be a clean ride up to 826. That's what I was betting for. Obviously though, I'm not in the trade anymore, but I'm trying to see if the TP would have hit. If the TP would have hit, then I'll definitely be more confident, like holding trades longer, not trailing it so tight. But it's just like, I trailed it tight because of the price action on the 1 minute time frame. It's not really what I wanted to see. And there was also 10 a.m. news, which now that I look at the 10 a.m. candle, it doesn't look that crazy. But it's just, you never know with the 10 a.m. candle. Like, sometimes it's insane. Others, it's just like, like that wasn't really nothing. It's just a small doji candle. I don't mean you're faking it. I mean that believing in technical analysis for retail traders is like believing in crystals. What? What are you... What? Technical analysis does work. What do you mean? Are you... Guys, am I lying, or like this technical analysis does not work? It works, right? Technical analysis, everyone does technical analysis. What do you mean? Bro, nah, you lost me. Great trade, off to the gym. See you guys. You know what, Sky Moneybags, you're definitely right. I gotta go off to the gym. Like, I can't even chat, because if I wait, then the gym's gonna be packed. So I'm out of here after I do this trade recap. after I journal it. Let me journal this real quick and then I'll head out. And then there's CP. There's CP. Now I know next winter I'm gonna try to trail it a little bit less. That was definitely low key a mistake. Well, like I understand why I did it, you know? But still, this would have been even a better trade up here. 700 ticks, almost 200 points. That would have been nasty. And I mean, if the buyers continue, boom. It could go up to this 50% line here at 880. The buyers are strong. I mean, yeah. Literally, ever since the open, it's gone straight up. Which is funny because that's exactly what I wanted. Not because I knew it was going to go up, but because if it went down, then I wouldn't have taken a trade. Damn, and then look at... Okay, so the first trade... let's look at the 1 minute time frame. So the first trade, I took longs after it broke the highs. And then the stop loss was 100 points, or 106. 25 points, which is usual. But then it got stopped out. And I knew, like, once it got stopped out, it was most likely a retest. So the second trade, I don't want to say, like, it was an emotional trade. Because, like, I understand why I took it. But I do want to say that I didn't wait for confirmation. It was more of like a... I'm going to say it was more of like a cocky trade. Because it's not like I waited for confirmation. And I even said it, so I was like, damn, like, this is a risky trade because I haven't waited for no confirmation, but I took it because when I got stopped out, I saw that it was just retesting this area here. And then immediately the buyers came in. Sometimes, like, honestly, it's good not to wait for confirmation and just trust your analysis. Others, though, you have to wait for your analysis so it's not an emotional trade. Both trades were good. I would take both trades over and over again. And I had a feeling that, and I don't know, it wasn't a feeling, it was just like a fear. For some reason, I was stressing over the weekend that it was like NFP week, which I usually don't stress about. But I think it's just 'cause I'm getting close to the payout. So, like, you feel those emotions. And it's my biggest payout on the line. So I felt emotions that, like, I kind of haven't felt before. But I'm very aware of it. So I don't think it's going to affect my trading too much. And also with my trading, it's very specific. So, like, if I make a mistake, it's easy for me to spot out if it was an emotional mistake or, like, a mistake that I should have read, you know? Okay, but I took a 1 minute and a 5 minute screenshot. Took longs on Nasdaq. Took longs on Nasdaq after a 1 minute candle. Another thing about this trade is, so I was looking at the 5 minute supply zone here, which is why I said 620. But in reality, the entry not should have been, but it could have been at the 1 hour zone. Because if the trade was there, which the only way I would have caught it is only if I had an order here. That's literally the only way I would have caught this long. Down here. But yeah, now that was also another reason why, like, I was fine with being stopped out here. Because I knew it could have definitely pulled back down to the 590s. But I had a feeling it wasn't going to pull back down to the 590s when I was in the trade because it pulled back to the 590s right here. It happened very quickly, but the retest was right here, which is why I was confident in the longs. The only thing was just the stop loss was too tight. But that's because the entry, I mean, there's really not much I could have done for that first loss, honestly. Unless I placed the order here, which I didn't. Okay, let me finish it. I took longs on Nasdaq after 1 minute candle closed above 50% line on a 1 hour and 5 minute supply zone. So yes, I took buys on a supply zone. This is a breakout trade. First trade got stopped on a pullback slash retest. I saw that it was a retest. I saw that it was a retest and the buyers were coming back in, so I went longs again. The second trade was risky because I didn't wait for confirmation. But I was confident because it was a retest. Because it was a retest. And then that was it. And then, I don't know, I did leave a runner. 1 micro. But I trailed it too tight. I saw that it was a retest and the buyers were coming back in, so I went longs again. The second trade was risky because I didn't wait for confirmation, but I was confident in it because it was a retest. I did leave a runner, 1 micro, but I trailed it too tight. I also trailed it tight because there was 10 a.m. news. Yeah, but yeah, like what? I was definitely confident in the longs, I mean. And it's not a cocky thing, it's just when you look at my winners, a lot of them run a lot because again, I get the entry so early on into the day that like if it's actually a trending market, my entry is going to be most of the time in the beginning of the breakout. So definitely should have been a bit more confident. Another thing with the runner that I left, I trailed it too tight. I should have left it either at break even or below the opening range, because what it did was it retested the opening range and it bounced right off of it. I also should have been more confident in that runner because of this candle here, this 1 minute candle that we were holding it in. Nasty buyers, and then it slowly went back down. And then you can clearly see all the buying candles are way bigger than the red candles, than most of the red candles. And then here it is tapping almost 880, this 50% line. So it was perfect. This is what I want to focus on from now on. Since I don't have to worry about the trailing drawdown, I can just actually focus on where I think the market is going to go. Not just, oh, I'm up 200 ticks, let me close it here. Because most of the time, 200 ticks is an early close. Not all the time, but for most of the trades, yes. On US 30, I don't know. It depends on the trade. Most of the time, 100 points or 150 points is a good close. But like I said, it really depends on the trade. So, I don't know. But yeah, crazy day. We'll see how how the following week is. If I lose tomorrow, which is a possibility that I do have to keep in mind, is if I lose tomorrow, I definitely want to keep it below $500, which would be like a usual losing day. And honestly, if I lose tomorrow, deep down inside, like I want to keep it around less than $300, which would be half of this winning day. I also want to, before I leave, I want to check TradeZella, see how that looks, see if it refreshed. Okay, yeah, there it is. 13K day, biggest day on these accounts yet. Also, last month, one of my best months I've ever had. And honestly, it's just because I was focused on the A plus setup. That's it. I didn't trade low probability setups. I didn't trade around VWAP. I waited very patiently for each trade. And that's exactly what I plan on doing for February. Who knows? I've never had a month where every day is green. But I've also never had a month this good. So I'm very happy. Very happy. Now it's just, have to lock in the payout. Another probability I gotta think about is the payout getting denied. Like I said though, if that first payout gets denied, I don't think, this is the end of it. I'm thinking very long term with these accounts. I'm thinking 6 payouts with these accounts. Like I'm thinking what I did last year with Tops Up, I want to do with these 20 accounts. And I think that's going to allow me to get a really big, good year. But anyways, that's it for me. Think positive, you won't get denied. Yeah. that's what I'm trying to do. I saw also, I think Apex has a new thing on their dashboards where if you broke a rule, it'll tell you right there. But I guess they also email you when you break a rule. So, I don't know. I haven't gotten an email, which is good. I've been very strict with the trades. The risk management has been very crazy. Or very crazy good, right? So, we'll see. If I get denied, I need a good reason, But alright. Dang, look at the buying still going on. Also, another thing for, I guess, not knowing that the buying was going to come in strong, but I guess a confluence for the buys could have been, just the fact that we had a very nasty move down. Oh my God, that scared me. I think snow fell off the roof and it hit the window. But anyways, the selling was crazy. I mean, we were down almost 2% overnight. And then the buying was good enough that we fully recovered it before the market even opened up. So that was a sign. Yes, there was selling, but the buying was strong as well, So that could have been a confluence. I mean, I didn't have a bullish bias. I never try to create a bias, but that could have been a reason for, I don't know, for being biased, I guess. Alright, you guys have a good day. If you're going to keep trading, make sure it's like an A+ setup, and manage your risk properly. Don't be on the charts all day. You're trading for freedom, not just money. So keep that in mind.